After a restless sleep in Catherine's hospital room, we awoke the next morning to the news that both boys were still alive, although Henry's condition was guarded. The boys were our two little miracles. The dictionary defines miracle as an event thought to be due to supernatural causes, especially to an act of God. James and Henry were ours, but for how long? Their struggle for life had just begun. It was Catherine's 29th birthday. I cannot begin to count the many people who prayed for Catherine and the boys. Not only our family and extended family, but friends and colleagues, strangers, members of our church and our parents' churches. Relatives in California and Wisconsin called to say they were praying. It was truly an incredible outpouring of prayer. In the New Testament book of James, chapter 5, verses 15 and 16, we read, "The prayer of faith will save the sick, and the Lord will raise him up. Confess your trespasses to one another, and pray for one another, that you may be healed. The effective, fervent prayer of a righteous man avails much." During the boys' first few months, we evidenced continuous praying for their lives and well-being. These prayers were heard and answered. Henry and James experienced the power of prayer almost immediately upon birth. On that day, our families were with us at the hospital. After being informed by the NICU doctors that we should make arrangements for Henry's near-certain death, our parents and a hospital chaplain left Catherine and me alone in our hospital room to comfort each other. Unbeknownst to us, this group, all with their own individual spiritual strength, was allowed into the NICU to pray over Henry and James. My father-in-law and my mother have each described to me on separate occasions how powerful and passionate this prayer was. Our parents, my sister, and a hospital chaplain, standing, holding hands, praying over the bodies of two tiny babies. A few days after the boy's birth, Catherine asked Dr. Frank about the prognosis for the boy's development. The doctor, knowing all the medical crisis that the boys were going through, underdeveloped lungs, grade 3 brain bleeds, and being attached to a ventilator, answered, "They will know they are loved."